Post Falls Trojans and the Mead Panthers. It's a kind of a drizzly day, overcast, slightly just kind of misty and raining. We've got a few people in the stands waiting for the game to start. Looks like Post Falls won the toss. They've chosen to defer. They will kick from the east or from the west goal post, and we'll be started here in just a second. Unfortunately, folks, we don't have any numbers associated with the names for the football players from the Mead Panthers. So if anyone out there is watching from Mead, if they wouldn't mind texting in with a name and number. We've got quarterbacks 18 and number 7. We got running backs 14 and 36 and number 4. And it looks like wide receivers number 94 and number 36. We'll be calling them out by numbers until we get names if we do. So.
And post those names and numbers right there in the comments, folks. If you're a Mead fan and you happen to know one or two or three or all, give us as many as you can.
Unfortunately, the program we have has everyone listed as 0. So we've got names, heights, weights, some positions, and some years in school, but we don't have any numbers from the football jerseys. So we'll be doing our best to try to call out who's carrying the ball or who's passing, that kind of thing. Post Falls out on the field, getting ready to kick off. Isaiah Bearshield has been the kicker for this whole year, I think. And he has put the ball down, and he looks like he's ready to go. Back to receive for the Mead Panthers will be number 4 and number 93 in the back position. Number 7 and I think number 14 will be in the up back position if it's a shorter kick. Heard the whistle. Here we go. And the kick is up and away. Looks like they're going to let it bounce about the 32 or 33-yard line. 93 takes the ball, shifts to his left, misses a couple players before he's gang tackled there by Post Falls. It'll be 1st and 10 Mead Panthers from about the 27-yard line. Number 18 lines up in the quarterback position. He's got 2 running backs set up behind him. Number 18 now goes out to the left flank. He's going clear to the sidelines. Looks like there might be a little confusion. He's over talking to the coach, it looks like.
I think one of the film crew in the home box just raced down the press box down to the field. I don't know if he's putting on his pads and jersey or
and then we have a Post Falls player blitzing across the field over to the Mead side. I think we don't have anybody for the chain gang. I think that's the issue here.
There you go. That's what our cameraman went down for, is to go handle the chains.
Oh, okay. And we've got a couple of students blitzing over from the left side of the field. Looks like they're going to handle the chains for the line judge over there. Takes a lot of moving parts to produce a football game. Umpires, referees, officials, line judges, backfield judges, coaches, players,
announcers.
If they're going to do that. You know, Tyson, I have to apologize. I grabbed a Mountain Dew on the way out from down. I was going to grab a water as I went through the garage. I forgot to grab the water. So
That was okay. On a rainy day like today, I'll probably be just fine.
All right. There's the ball ready for play signal. 18 lines up in the quarterback position. Looks like we might have some illegal motion. Dead ball. Illegal motion on the offense. Be first down and 15 for the Mead Panthers. After all of that, it just makes sense that somebody's not going to be on the same page. It's hard to stand around and wait until something can finally happen. But once I get into the flow of the game, I expect things will smooth out and we'll see a pretty good football game. $18 drops back to pass. He sets the pass. He's got a receiver there at the 25-yard line who's contacted immediately and tackled right there at the 25-yard line. It looks like it'll be a gain of about 3 yards. Second down and 12. Looks like a pretty tall receiver there right in the middle. He spotted him right away and was able to sneak the ball into him. Got a man in motion. Takes the handoff, go around the right side, makes the corner, and then he's met right there immediately by two Post Falls defenders. Number 12, and I think number 36. Number 12 is Trenton Mclean. Number 36, Riley Sullivan on the tackle. For about a 3-yard gain, it'll be 3rd and 9. So many offenses nowadays are running just a quick offense. They don't even bother to huddle. They get their signals from the bench, go out, and then work the play. We got number 94 in motion again. Ball's fake to him. Quarterback takes off. He's going to run around the corner, and then he's got met there immediately by number 29, Jackson Duthie. He's one of our captains for tonight. Other captains for Post Falls is Matthew Duthie, his brother, and Caden Farr, number 42. Captain for the Mead Panthers was number 7.
What are our refs doing, Doug? Oh, 3rd down.
They are going to decline the penalty. So it'll be 4th down and about 15. I'm not sure what the penalty was. I didn't see I was looking to see who some of the players were at the roster. So I missed the signal. But the flag came out right at the end of the play as the quarterback was being sacked in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be set up to punt. Gets a low kick out. Bounces at the 40-yard line. And it's recovered there by number 86, Alexander Hackenson. I think that was 86. It might have been 36, Riley Sullivan. It's hard to see sometimes these numbers. A 3 looks like an 8. And they don't let us see the numbers for very long before they get into the pile of players, and then you lose them. That was a very short punt. Chain gang hardly had to move at all. 1st and 10, Post Falls Trojans from the 45-yard line. Looks like we got Caleb Jimerson in the backfield as a quarterback. Number 12 goes in motion. Number 12 then takes the handoff. And the whistle is blown before the play really gets started. Illegal motion on the offense or illegal formation. 5 yards. First and 15 from the 50-yard line. You know, on that punt recovery, that was really kind of an odd thing. It looked like Post Falls wanted to basically stay away from it, but then there was a defender right there, and they both just kind of stood there, and eventually Post Falls guy grabbed the ball off the ground and right there and killed it. We've got a man over the line. I don't know if they'll call encroachment or offense. Yep. They're going to call illegal motion on the offense. Go back another 5 yards. It'll be first and 20. So that defensive end on this side must have been drawn off by motion on the offensive line. First and 20 from the 45. Post Falls breaks the huddle. Jimerson will be line up in shotgun formation. He's got a single back in the backfield. He's got a left flanker, 2 split ends either side. 45 goes in motion, Tucker Pring. And then number 12, Trenton Mclean, goes back in motion. Caleb goes back to pass. He's got a man down there on the 35-yard line. He catches the ball. The closest receiver for the closest Mead person was about 5 yards away, but he was able to catch him before he crossed the goal line down around the 1 or 2 yard line. Nice play for the Post Falls Trojans. Nice pass. Perfect reception. Oh, and they called it a touchdown. Am I seeing things, or was he tackled before he got into the end zone? We may have to see that on replay, but they're calling that a touchdown, I think. Looks like they might going to be go for 2 on this. They line up in standard formation, 2 wideouts, 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback. Quarterback takes the ball, hands off to number 49. 49 gets across the line. 49 is Blake Williams. He's been their workhorse most of the season. He runs it in for an extra point conversion of 2. But Tyson, we're going to have to go back and look at that if we can. I don't know if you have it up where we can look at it.
Yeah, give me just a minute here, Doug, to see. I was a little bit late getting my setup all established today, so you might have to give me a minute before I can take instant replays.
I'll give you as much
live.
time as you need, Tyson. Don't worry about it.
All right.
As the producer-director, we take cues from you, not vice versa. So I just thought for sure he was tackled down around the 1 or 2 yard line, and then they called it a touchdown. So maybe they figured he slid in or maybe he reached out and then he was able to put the ball across the goal line before he was down. Isaiah Bearshield back to kick. Number 4 and 93 back to receive the kick. Kick bounces at about the 36-yard line. Number 4 picks up the ball, turns right. He's got a couple men to beat. They are not able to get past him. They tackle him down around the 40 or 42-yard line. It'll be first and 10, Mead Panthers. At what looks to be about the 42 or 43-yard line.
All right, Doug. We're live for replays, but not for that far back.
But not that far
we're
back.
Just gonna.
Okay.
It's gonna be a mystery we'll never solve.
All right. Well, it doesn't really matter what it was. What it is a touchdown, and they scored 2 points on the extra point conversion, and it's now 8-0. Post Falls Trojans over Mead Panthers. 18 lines up in shotgun formation with 1 back in the backfield. Takes the ball, takes a snap, hands off to the lone man in the backfield. He's able to get to the line of scrimmage, but that is about it before he's gang tackled there by 3 or 4 Post Falls Trojans. That makes it 2nd down and 7 from the 45-yard line. Somehow, Tyson, I think I have the easier job. You have to worry all that electronics. We got a fumbled snap in the backfield. Quarterback number 18 is able to just fall on it there for a loss of about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Or 3rd down and 11. I think I have the easier job of the two. Tyson's working between the camera and the computer and the screens, and you've just about got a million things to do at once, don't you?
I feel like it's a 5-man crew. We need a guy to come set up, so then I could just show up and do it. I'm good with that. But
well, that would make us professionals then, wouldn't it?
well, I got here this morning, about an hour before the game, like usual, and the press box was locked. And so I was hunting down a key. Couldn't get a key that worked. But then we were rescued by one of the assistant coaches, cracked the door for us, set us back a little bit. The drama of game day.
So we're combobulated, I guess. Is that right?
That's right. I feel like I got my bearings.
Discombobulated something? There, we got an interception at the 45-yard line by number 21. 21's Talon McCracken.
Oh, dude.
He's able to get his way up. We've got a flag at the end of the play.
They'll call that a horse collar.
Yep, that's a horse collar tackle. At the end of the play, that'll tack on another 15 yards. Personal foul, horse collar against the Mead Panthers. You know, the reason why that is such a dangerous tackle is because a person can get pulled down basically back on their Achilles and basically really injure their lower legs when they get pulled down like that, or their back, I suppose, too. But it's just
well, Doug, and taking a look at that,
devastating.
It was, there he goes, running along the sidelines.
Yep. Boy, that's classic, isn't it?
That was pretty classic.
Takes him right off his feet. 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line. Jimerson with the ball. He hands off to the man in motion. I believe that's Trenton Mclean. He's around the left edge. Gets down to the 20-yard line for just a gain of a couple yards. Be 2nd down and about 8. That's a long ways to run for just 2 yards forward. But he was running east and west instead of north-south, I guess. Huh? Actually, he was running north on this field, but
they don't count north runs, north-south runs.
I think north and south typically refers to the goal posts and then east-west. I don't know. Maybe they should just say he's running parallel to the yard lines. But he ran a long ways across that field to just gain a couple yards. I guess that's typical of life, though.
We got a shout out by Sean Franklin. It says, "Let's go, Blake." I'm not sure if Blake is on the Trojan. What team is Blake on?
Blake Williams is number 49.
There it is. I'm sure that's who he's rooting for.
Number 49 is Blake Williams. Like I say, he's been their workhorse, I think, in the backfield. Jimerson looks to pass. He has a man out of the right side of the field.
So he was tackled by number 7.
That's number 45. Number 45 is Tucker Pring on the reception. Unfortunately, I think they lost yardage that time. And number 7, I don't know who that is, but I think he was a quarterback during the pregame. At least he took some of the snaps in pregame for the Mead Panthers. Looks like he's lining up at linebacker. Jimerson calls for the ball. He sets back to pass. He does that blind handoff to Blake Williams. Blake Williams slips. Unfortunately, his cleats are not long enough, and he just falls flat on his side. After just a short gain, if anything, it'll be 4th down and about 12 from the 23-yard line. Yeah, on days like today, you're going to see some of that where they try to make quick cuts, and their feet just slide out from underneath them. I always felt like rainy, wet fields favored the defense because the offense can't make as quick a cuts. They know where they want to go, but they're just not able to get there. Hand off to Trenton Mclean. Trenton Mclean does another handoff. I'm not sure who that man is, but he's got a wide open field to the left. Number 30, Isaiah Bearshield in for the touchdown. That was a double handoff to Isaiah Bearshield, who did a nice run around the left side, completely fooled the defense. Defense went with motion to the right side, as you're looking at the offensive line to the right side, and then came back with Isaiah Bearshield on the double handoff. Well executed by Post Falls Trojans. Earlier in the season, the Trojans did a lot of the swinging gate formation where they lined up all their offensive linemen to one side. Jimerson under center. Now he's going to go straight ahead, see if he can't make a quarterback dive. We've got a penalty, a flag, probably assisting the runner by pushing him. Let's see what they call. Yeah, we've got assisting the runner illegally. There'll be one on time down. There'll be a 5-yard penalty, and Post Falls gets to try it again. This time I'll bet they don't do that quarterback sneak where they run up to the line and then try to dive in over the guard. Got a little bit more ground to make up this time. Wide receivers split out wide right and wide left. Jimerson calls for the ball. We've got a flag on the snap. We've got another flag. I don't know if it's one came a lot later than the other one, but one came right as the snap, and the other one came almost as the play finished. So, but both from the line judges. We got illegal shift. Post Falls, that's declined. So with that, Post Falls leads Mead Panthers 14-0 with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Got number 4, number 93 in the backfield to receive the kick. Kick is up. It's a short. Oh, it's touched right there on the 30 or 25-yard line and picked up by number 93. Number 93 makes his way up, does a nice spin move, gets to the 35, and is tackled there after a run of probably about 10 yards. I think Mead was actually lucky to corral that ball. It was tipped. It was such a low kick that the up back tipped it, and number 93 was able to catch it off of the tip and then run forward. But so often that ends in fumbles and all kinds of pileups. Almost like the first snow of the season around here when you get all these drivers who forget how to drive in the snow and we get big pileups on the interstate. I think number 4, nope, we got a quarterback under center. Number 18, we got whistles and flags before the play started. Dead ball, illegal substitution against Mead. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. You know, that illegal substitution rule, I think it came into being when I was still officiating, but I think the problem is that you got some teams that actually see who the players are out on the field and they set their defenses accordingly and, you know, based on who's out there in the field. But at this level, I'm not sure that ever really plays a part. I can't imagine that these defenses are so sophisticated. They're watching who's coming in and out and able to offset with their defensive players. We hand off, it meets right to the line of scrimmage and then is downed right there. I just don't think that at this level, illegal substitution is a call that should be that frequent. But I guess if I think about it on the other side of the coin, if they don't call it at this level, they'll never learn. And then at the next level up, the varsity level or whatever, then they'll continue to do that and be guilty of it.
Yeah, we're seeing that in some other sports as well. I was just watching a middle school volleyball game, and my daughter was playing last night, and the girls were getting tangled up in the net. And I kept thinking, when are they going to call net? Maybe the judge didn't see it. Well, then I realized they just aren't going to call it.
Yeah.
Not at this level.
And breaking rules out to pass.
Give them training for something maybe they shouldn't be doing here real quick.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think one of the cardinal rules for officiating, too, at least we felt like it was when I was officiating, is you try to officiate the level of play that the athletes have. So you could call in a volleyball game like that, you might be able to call a carry on every single hit. But you're not going to do that because both teams are carrying about the equivalent same amount. And so it doesn't really make sense. You let the kids want to get into a rhythm and play the game to their ability. And so you have to officiate it at their ability. Now, you never let the more skilled team lose to the less skilled team because of that. You officiate to the higher skilled team's level, but you still let a lot of things like that go. So in this, probably the same thing. Probably could have called offensive there, too. We got almost an interception at the 50-yard line. Number 93 came down. He got late setting up on the line of scrimmage, and I think the official could have thrown the flag for a motion on that, but he didn't throw it. So there again, maybe they're officiating at the level that right now that the kids are playing at.
We got a shout out online. Way to go, Trojans. Hi, Alex Hackenson, number 86 from Ashley Nicole. Thanks for tuning in from work, Ashley. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Alex Hackenson?
Is that how you say that? I don't know. I've not heard that name before. So I said, when I announced him, I said Hackenson. We got a quick punt. Punt makes it up in the air. He's captured there by the 45-yard line. And he's immediately met by Mead Panthers. Tackled down at the 50-yard line. That's number 12, Trenton Mclean. Yeah, so I'm not sure how to say that last name. I thought maybe you had heard it before.
It rings a bell, and that's about the most I can say about it.
Okay.
So don't rely heavily on my word.
Well, we're sorry, folks, if we mispronounce names. We're not familiar with some of these last names, or some of the first names for that matter. Jimerson takes the ball, hands off to Blake Williams, I think, number 49. He's met at the line of scrimmage and gang tackled there after a gain of a couple yards. Second down and 6. .45 goes in motion. Gets set up on the left flank. Jimerson hands off to Blake Williams again in the backfield. He's able to make it up to the line to gain. Looks like probably be a first down. Looks like they might be. They're trying to make up their mind. There you go. There's the signal from the referee. First down, Post Falls Trojans at the 40-yard line. .45 takes the number 1, Caleb Jimerson, hands off to number 49 again. We've got a penalty, a flag down here. Some type of a blocking infraction, I believe. We got a hold against Post Falls Trojans. That's a big one. That's a killer for the drive if it'll be second down and About 12 now, I guess. No, second down and about 16, it looks like. That was a big penalty. I take that back. Second down and 19. They're showing first down over there, but I don't know that it is. Scoreboard says first down too, so first down and about 19. Jimerson with the ball. He got that blind handoff to Blake Williams in the backfield. Works again for about 10 yards. Able to get up to about the 40-yard line. Jimerson sets a man in motion. Trenton Mclean, he hands off to him. He's tackled. He's caught back there in the backfield, but he's able to get away. He's got him lined up now. If he can just get past one man, he does a spin move, able to get past him and up the field for almost back to the line of scrimmage.
That was still pretty impressive.
He was juking and jiving there, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
He's
shaking defenders.
Doing the old spin move and trying to get loose. That'll make it second down and 11. Now they're showing third down.
That was one of the most fun plays I've ever seen the Trojans do that never gained a single yard.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving parts on that one. Okay, Jimerson takes the ball, drops back to pass. He lets a long one go. He's got a man down there, but he just a little short. Intended receiver was Isaiah Bearshield. Brings up fourth down and 12. Looks like they're lining up in punt formation. We got number 60 back to punt. Number 60 is Keegan Stokey. Takes a low snap, gets the ball away, does a nice driving kick. Looks like it's going to end up down in the end zone for a touchback. Be first and 10 Mead Panthers from the 20-yard line. If I would have had to guess, I wouldn't have guessed that punt would have gone for 50 yards. But as it turns out, it went all of 50 plus and into the end zone, and they're going to bring it out to the 20. That was such a low kick, but it was a driving kick. He got his foot into it.
He had a lot of time to make that kick. That ball, I think, came rolling across the grass towards him at about 5 yards out.
Yeah, he was lucky to corral that.
He was.
He handled that low snap really well, didn't he? Change of quarterback for Mead Panthers, number 7. Number 93 goes in motion. He hands off to him around the left side. He stops to make a couple moves. He's able to make a couple quick moves before he's gang tackled there by Post Falls Trojans after a gain of about 4 yards.
Looked like 93 had the ball on that one.
93, yep. He seems to be one of the bigger kids out on the field, and I've seen him go out for pass plays a couple times, and he obviously runs pretty well. Number 7 is a quarterback. He was also he was the captain for Mead Panthers. He just takes a high snap, decides he's going to take off and run right up the middle before he's gang tackled there after a gain of about 5 yards. So it'll be third down, and that's the end of the first quarter, folks. Mead Panthers 0, Post Falls Trojans 14, with the Mead Panthers driving. It'll be third down and about 2 from the 28-yard line. Boy, after the beautiful weather we've had here in Post Falls, this is kind of a dreary day, actually. Not that we couldn't use the moisture in the Northwest up here, but wow. Just kind of overcast, gray, lots of fog. All the smokestacks are billowing moisture. Lights are on before the game even started. I think that's the first time this year. We do have a few Hardy fans out
Doug,
here.
Actually, Nicole gave us a little bit of correction here, and you were right. Hackenson.
Hackenson, okay. Alexander Hackenson. Number 7 lines up in shotgun formation with a single back. Number 4 goes in motion. The ball handed to number 4. One of the defensive backs, number 32, runs in on him and tackles him.
37.
37. I was going to say
37 made that tackle.
I don't see a 32 on here, so I was looking for the number, Tanner Piper. Way to move in on that tackle. He was able to get up to him and
and how much did he get there versus how much did he slip? That might have been another kind of like the Trojans saw a few plays back. There was as much slip as there was. Yeah. I think this slip may have happened before
he tackled him.
Before the tackle.
Well, he was up there pretty quick.
He was up there. He wouldn't have made it far if he hadn't slipped.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to line up in punt formation. Looks like number 14. Oh, we got timeout. Mead Panthers. Take a break here and thank our sponsors.
That'll give us a chance to take a look at that, just so we can see just how wet the field is. As we see the ball carrier come around the left side right before the contact's made, he's on his way down.
Yeah, well,
just
it was
like we saw happen with number 12 on the Trojans a few possessions back.
A fine tackle got credited to Tanner Piper on that one.
And you know what? They're doing a great job. They deserve the credit.
He was in the vicinity.
I'm not trying to rob him of that.
He might have been the one that made him slip like that because he wanted to make a nice tight cut, and he couldn't get his feet to hit solid ground. For those of you that are watching the big screen, you probably can see some of the nice fall colors here in Post Falls. We got some trees of red and yellow and orange out there. Once this subdivision that's south of the field has a chance to grow up, I think there'll be a lot more colors in the air. Well, we're lined up in regular formation, 4th and 4, deep in their own territory. The ball is handled to number 7. He takes off to the right, bootleg right. He gets around the right corner, and he's up past the line to gain, and he's down for a first down. Check the field to see if there's any yellow flags on the field. Nothing there. Be 1st and 10, Mead Panthers. I don't know if you noticed, Tyson, how gingerly he was running. It just seemed like when the field is wet, you have to run more upright over your feet, and you kind of run almost gingerly around as you're trying to make those corners. You're kind of upright. You're not able to really lean into it. But it goes both ways. I mean, the defense has the same problem with footing. 1st and 10, Mead Panthers from the 37-yard line. Number 3's quarterbacking now. He goes to hand off. The running back didn't take the ball. I think maybe that was a broken play, but he makes a nice run out of it over the left side. That's number 7. Makes a nice run out of it and able to get another first down right at the 50-yard line.
I might have to. I wonder if that was a broken play, Doug. I'm not sure that was. He looked like he was intentionally holding that out away from his receiver. He might have pulled it back. Or away from his back.
It looked to me like he was hoping he would take it, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he intended to keep it the whole time. Number 7 in shotgun formation again. Or no, number 18 now is behind the center. He goes to pitch it, and it's a running back for no gain. He pitched it to number 14. I've got to pay more attention to who they're running in and out as quarterback. Number 18 is over there on the sideline right now discussing it with the coach. I think getting the play. Here he comes. I'm assuming he'll line up in the quarterback formation. Number 18 steps up to the center, takes the snap, fakes it to the running back, pitches it over to number 4, who's tackled there before he can get a handle on the ball. Nice defense by number 2. Is that 21?
21.
Number 21, Talon McCracken. Nice defense by him. Was able to hit the receiver as he touched the ball and then didn't allow him to gather it in. 3rd down and 9. Number 18 again, and he's up off center, behind center. Takes the ball, immediately drops back to pass, and he's got I think number 14 might have been the intended receiver.
Looked like 36 on that one.
Number 36 went down and was blocking right away.
Was he? Okay.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And actually, they probably could have called him for a hold because he had a hold of the kid's jersey, but he never did turn around and look to get the pass. It almost looked like some type of a screenplay or something over to the left side.
Well, we got a second here. Let's take a look at it. There it was. He backs up, turns, and pitches. He just turned and threw that pretty quick.
Yeah, he did.
Ball.
Okay. Oh, we got a quick kick. 4th down. I don't know if the ball was touched. The punter was
looked like
touched,
it bounced off of him.
But they didn't technically line up in punt formation, so it was like a quick kick. Oh, and it's recovered by Mead Panthers. So there was some confusion at the end there about who recovered that ball. Post Falls Trojans going to remain on defense. Mead Panthers was able to get the ball off of the punt. Must have touched a Post Falls player, and then they recovered it there at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. I'm not sure you saw that one because we were doing the instant replay there. We could show that maybe in a second, but number 18 in shotgun formation, the lone running back. Number 4 goes in motion. Ball goes through his hands. It's a high snap. He's able to gather it. No, he's not able to gather it in. We got a loose ball, but we've also got a whistle. I think maybe the referee blew a quick whistle.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure
what the ball loose.
I'm not sure what the whistle was for quite yet. It didn't look like he was down, but
I think he thought that he had gathered it in. You know, he was behind the play and behind where the ball was. Inadvertent whistle. Wait a minute. Shouldn't be where the spot of where the inadvertent whistle occurred? Should be the spot of the inadvertent whistle, I believe. It wasn't a forward pass.
Doug, we're going to take a look at that again here.
Now that's interesting.
So we got the snap. It was high. Goes out of his hands.
See, right when he tries to gather it in, the official blows the whistle, like right there.
And it was on his, yeah.
And I think it should have been back about 10 yards, but they're going to call it 1st and 10. Number 18 takes the ball, hands off to the running back up the middle. He's met right there at the line of scrimmage for little or no gain. 2nd and 9. But I still think on an inadvertent whistle, it could be.
Looked like they replayed the down.
They did.
Yeah, completely replayed it. Yeah, you're right.
So maybe they're calling that a muff because it really was a muff where he never did gain possession of the snap. And then when he tried to gather the ball in, the ball was loose and the whistle blew while it was still a loose ball. So they go back to their preceding spot or where the last possession was. I'm not sure about that. 2nd down and 9. 18 drops back to pass. He's got a man over on the right side. We've got a flag on the near side. Maybe that's probably an illegal receiver downfield. Maybe
somehow the Trojan came up with the football,
and then they're signaling. They have the ball. Must have been a fumble at the end of that play. Man, there is just a lot going on every play. I'm just not on my toes tonight. I'm going to have to be a little quicker. See what happens. Illegal shift. Declined.
In favor of the fumble? Yeah.
Fumble was on the reception, and Post Falls recovered. 1st and 10, Post Falls from about the 25-yard line, 27 or 8-yard line. Man, there was a lot to replay tonight.
I was going to say I've never had a game with so many plays I want to see again. We can look at that one here in a minute. Or right now. Looks like they're
might have a chance
back there
right
planning their offense. Let's see if we can get through it before they
takes the ball, passes over. Flag comes out.
There's the tackle.
There's the tackle, and there's
it must have popped out.
Yeah. Popped out right there at the end of the play.
I'm not sure the ground didn't cause the fumble, as you've talked about in the past.
Yeah. Jimerson hands off to Blake Williams. Blake Williams off the left side for a gain of about 5 yards. Yeah, it kind of depends on it. I don't know that you can really see it by the replay, but were one of his knees down. I don't know that. He was kind of stretched out when it looked like maybe the ball came out. But his knee could have been down, or maybe it was up, and there's legitimately a fumble.
Carmen Soto, giving a shout out. Go Chewy. Do we got a Chewy on the team? Oh, there we go. I see it on the Trojans there.
We got
to watch our play.
Running back up to the right-hand side. He's able to get up to a 1st down. I think we do. Chewy Soto?
There it is, yep. All right.
Number 7, Chewy Soto. Shout out. By his number, I would guess he's on the line.
Number 70 down there.
See the right tackle? Can't see the numbers from here. Jimerson takes the snap, fakes a handoff. Got a man out here on the right flat, number 16 or number 18? Number 18?
It's 18.
18, Kellen Odd. Kellen takes the ball, stiff arms the guy, makes an extra couple yards, gets enough for a 1st down. Looks like we got a flag on the play. Let's see what they signal. These officials have had to deal with quite a bit. Illegal man downfield on Post Falls Trojans. They're going to take it back 5 yards.
Break that one down for me, Doug.
So an illegal receiver downfield is basically a lineman who's supposed to stay within 2 or 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. So if he's found downfield from that initial block, he's found downfield where the receiver should be, that's an illegal receiver downfield. Now, it could be that a guy lined up in the wrong position, and so he's technically a receiver, but he's lined up. Maybe he's covered over by the wide receiver, so he's on the line, means he can't go downfield. Or it could have been an interior lineman, like a tackler or guard, that's trying to block downfield and gets caught down there before the ball's passed.
I wonder how strict they are at that rule. I mean, if you have a lineman who's 5 yards down, wrestling with a guy still.
Yeah, I mean, you have to see it. It has to be before the ball is passed, too. We got a pass out to the right field, out to the right flank, and he won't go down. Their ball comes loose. Looks like Mead's going to recover the ball right there at the 40-yard line. So there's a number of ways you can be an illegal receiver. And one of them could be that you're a lineman, guard or tackle. If you're not on the end of the line, on the line of scrimmage, then you are an illegal receiver. No matter who you are, if you're not on the end of that formation, you're not a legal receiver. If you're on the end of that formation, it could be a tackle. He's eligible receiver because he's on the end. But if there's somebody that's what we call cover him up, because there's a guy who's a wide out and he's on the line of scrimmage, then he's no longer a legal receiver. It's the furthest guy out, or if you're in the backfield. So you see these guys that line up in the backfield just a step off of the line. Those guys are in the backfield and they're legal receivers. They can go downfield. I don't know if that explains it, Tyson.
Yeah, it does.
It's a pretty complicated.
I'm not sure I can apply the rule, but I understand it.
So if you notice, almost on every play, you'll see the line judges either pointing back towards the offensive line or towards the defensive line. And what they're doing is they're signaling to each other, the guy that's closest to me is on the line or he's off the line. And that way you can count how many people are on the line. You got to have at least 7 people on the line, right? Only have 4 in the backfield at any given time. So is he closest to me? Is he off the line? Because I can count him then as a backfield guy. There's a lot going on before the play, but watch these guys and see if they signal that now. I don't see any signal. So the closest receiver here is on the line. I would have given him the left arm, and so that lets everybody know he's on the line. We got a quarterback off the right tackle. I guess number 7.
That was a quarterback keeper. He snapped the ball and tucked it and ran.
That's number 7 for the Mead Panthers. 2nd down and 5. Oftentimes the players will come out and ask me, am I okay? Meaning,
I see that. I see the wideouts giving the thumbs up to the official.
Yeah, and what they're asking the official to do is to tell them if you are on the line, if you want to be on the line and you're on the line, then it's a thumbs up. I don't know where you want to be. As an official, I don't know where you want to be. So when you come out and say, am I okay? I don't know. Yeah, you're okay. I'm okay. Everybody's okay, right? Number 4 goes in motion. Number 7, quarterback hands him the ball. It's off to the right-hand side. Looks like he's going to gain probably a couple yards on the play. They're still being pushed. Late whistle. Looks like it'll be 3rd down and short yardage. We used to always instruct the coaches before the game, when your receiver comes out there, I'm going to either mark him with my arm, either you are on the line or you are off the line. And that's how you'll know where I think you're positioned. And if you're on the line, that means you're the eligible receiver on the line. If you're off the line, that means you're in the backfield. It also means you're an eligible receiver, but you're in the backfield. It depends on where you want to be, and I don't know that based on what the play is. Sometimes the receivers will say, am I on the line, am I not? Number 7 keeps the ball, hands off, takes off over the right-hand side. And look, I think he went out of bounds, so the clock will stop. 4 minutes left to go in the 2nd quarter. You know, there's been so much going on in this game, I've almost forgot to watch the game.
I'm trying to
explain different things.
I've got more replay moments and slots here out of the first quarter and a half than I think I've ever had. It's been kind of a fun game to watch.
So many different things happening. 1st and 10, Mead Panthers. So far, this drive has been a nice drive for them. I think number 7 is lined up behind the center.
Yeah, it looked like shotgun there. Now he was pulled
Got
back.
Some things going on there, too. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, we got a nice defensive play. I'll try to get the name on that defender.
Looks like 42.
Was it number 42 that
42.
deflected that ball? 42 is Caden Farr. 42 is Caden Farr. That ball was right there at the receiver. He would have caught the ball had Caden not been able to tip it away.
Yeah, and to be able to make a block like there, a defensive play like that without pass interference.
Yeah,
that was great. That was a great defensive play.
I think, some people don't appreciate the athleticism that takes. Number 7 keeps the ball. He goes around the right-hand side. Looks like he's over out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain. It'll be third down and 3. Yeah, so you're running at full speed. You have to keep close to the receiver, and then you got to turn and look to see where the ball is at the last second before the ball gets there, and then knock it away with your hand. That takes a lot of hand-eye coordination and some athleticism. There's no doubt about it. You see these guys that run step for step with these receivers and are able to turn and look back when the ball's almost there. Number 7 hands the ball off to number 25. 25's over the right-hand side. 25's met there by Post Falls, but not before he gets to the line to gain, and it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line for the Mead Panthers. This will be their best opportunity of the night to score. We'll see if they've got plenty of time left, 3 minutes left to go on the clock. See if they can't push it in for the score and make it a little closer game. Appears to me that number 7 seems to be pretty good running quarterback. He's able to take that ball and head
definitely a favorite play of the Panthers.
He's definitely in the backfield now. He's lined up, about 7 yards deep, 6 yards deep. Takes the ball, heads immediately out to the right hand side, off the side, and he's able to make about 5 yards before they're able to push him out of bounds. Just from this perspective up here in the press box, he looks like one of the bigger kids out on the field too. So,
well, let me see here.
Sometimes looks can be deceiving because of the color of the uniform. Color of the uniform can make a difference on whether the players look bigger or smaller. So that's kind of an interesting, concept too. But that's the way it goes.
I just had a battery slip out on me here, Doug. Sorry about that, folks. Be right back with you.
We have timeout Post Falls, I believe.
Well, that's convenient because they've got a battery timeout too right now.
Yeah, we got a TV
that's
timeout,
perfect.
don't we?
How do we signal them to do that again? Next time I need to change my battery.
We need to get another member of our team. He goes down there on the field and he'll tell the referees, "Hey, we got TV timeout." He'll go out on the field. This is what they do in the pros and in college and stuff. TV timeout. Can't play the game. We got to do all these commercials, right?
I think at this point we're up to 7 or 8 members of our team that we're short. So, folks, if you're listening and you want to be one of those special 7 or 8, maybe 12 members, we'll take you.
We're always looking for people to add to our team. Of course, you will you'll receive the same remuneration that we do, which is or maybe twice as much as we do. I don't know.
At
Number
least
18 now in a quarterback.
It's 2021.
Takes a high snap. Post Falls is able to drop on the ball after that high snap. Number 18 went after the ball, couldn't corral it. And
looked like number 38 dropped right on top.
Number 38, Matthew Duthie, captain for the team tonight, jumps on the fumble. 1st and 10, Post Falls. 2 and 23 left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from about the 18-yard line.
Do you got an outlet over there?
I don't.
It's okay. That's fine. I'll use one down here. This will work.
Jimerson in shotgun formation. Hands off. Nope, doesn't either. He fakes the handoff, passes over here to the right flank. Defense smell it out perfectly and are able to tackle him for no gain. Maybe even a loss of a yard or so. In fact, it'll be 2nd down and about 11. Now we have a timeout, Mead Panthers, at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Obviously tested the knowledge of the officials, I think, who are administering the game, officiating the game. Right now, after that timeout, 2:04 left to go in the second quarter. Post Falls Trojans, second down and 11 from about their 17-yard line. We've got yellow flags, illegal motion or encroachment on the defense. Dead ball encroachment. Be second down and about 6. This game has just, it almost seems like it's been kind of haphazard. Like it's just gone from one, I don't know, you wouldn't call it an emergency, but one snafu to the next. I'm not sure exactly how else to describe it. It just seems like as far as the players go, for us up in the press box, the flow has just been difficult. Hand off to the up back. He's able to get up there for a couple yards. That was Blake Williams. Be second down and about 5, short 5.
We got a shout out to number 65, Milky. That's number 65, Kyler Miller. You can start calling him Milky. It sounds like, Doug.
Milky. I'm going to write that down. That's a nice nickname.
I think that's gonna stick.
That must be a combination of his last name and his first name.
Yeah, I think you're right.
M-I-L-K-Y, right? Kyler Miller. Man in motion. Jimerson calls for the snap. Hands off to Blake Williams. Blake Williams met in the backfield by number 12 and by number 20 or number 75. And we got timeout, Mead Panthers. I thought I saw a flag, but really it's just the yellow shoes of number 53. 53 is Joseph Friggs. He's wearing the yellow shoes out there. It's kind of confusing. 4th down and 8. Timeout, Mead Panthers. I think they're hoping to get the ball back in on the short side of the field, maybe able to get a score before the end of the half and try to gain some of the momentum. I guess if you're not a Mead Panther fan, you wouldn't be sitting on the far side of the bleachers. So it looks like we've got about 20 ardent Mead Panther fans over there, all huddled up. Looks like blankets and overcoats and hats are the apparel for the day. We shout out to the ardent fans who come out and support these boys in their athletic endeavors. Post Falls lines up in punt formation. Snap is good. Punts away. It's a nice spiral punt. Gets down to about the 45-yard line. Number 4 picks up the ball there. He's got some running room. He turns the corner, and he's able to get up to and a fumble ball comes out. We've got flags on the field. We're going to have to sort this one out again. Just when we get things, seems like they're going, things come undone.
Can we call holding? Is that what it's going to end up being?
Well, we got 2 flags, and they came out at different times, and so we might have holding back here on the 44-yard line, and maybe it is a hold that's back up there on the. Well, I think he might have picked his flag up. So, personal foul, face mask against Post Falls. First down. I think that's this flag back here. The flag is still in the middle of the field too.
Let's take a look at this, Doug, just to see.
I know that he grabbed his jersey, but I didn't see him grab his face mask.
And I'm with you. I didn't see it quite turn into what I'd call.
Oh, yeah, just slight.
A little bit.
He might have grabbed an opening of the helmet right there and just spun his head around slightly. They're going to give out 15 yards from there. That's going to put the ball down on about the 17-yard line, halfway to the. Oh, no. Down on about the 20-yard line. 30 on the 30-yard line. No, I'm sorry. 19-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line with 58 seconds left to go. Number 18 lines up in quarterback position. He drops back to pass. He's got a man over there. Number 4 He's well defended, and they both go up for the ball, and the ball drops past them for an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line, or 19. Maybe this cloudy, foggy day has all of us a little cloudy and foggy. What do you think? I mean, it just seems like the players can't get any rhythm. The officials can't get into a flow of the game. 25 goes in motion. 18 looks to pass. He passes over to him, and it's an incomplete pass to the right side. It'll be 3rd down and a 10. From the 19-yard line. Last week we did a 9th grade game, and it was a little cool. I was able to wear, we were wearing our jackets, but tonight it's even a little cooler yet.
It is. Boy, I think it was 41 as I climbed into the car to drive down here tonight.
It's like number 18 is lining up in the quarterback position. He's got wide outs both sides. He rolls right. He's being takes off running. He's tackled right there at the 20-yard line by, I think, number 21. 21, Talon McCracken. He was knocked right off his feet there by young McCracken.
That was quite a hit.
21, it was a good hit. Both of them going full steam to the right. 4th down and 9 from the 19-yard line. Oh, we've got a attempted field goal. Attempting the field goal will be number 3. Number 4 is the holder. Ball is snapped. Ball is down. Able to get the kick away. It lands on about the goal line and stops right there. And time runs out during that play. Looks like we'll have about 15-minute intermission. We'll be back to you in about 15 minutes.
All right, folks, coming back from the halftime, from our halftime break here, a minute and a half left. And we had quite a show during our first half. I think we have racked up more instant replay moments than I've had in any game this season, Doug. And that says a lot because you know how I love my instant replays.
Well, that's right, Tyson. I think the game was never really allowed to get into a flow because we had so many odd things that were happening during the game that the kind of stole the momentum away from the kids. I mean, probably no fault of the officials. They're just trying to officiate the game that is being played in front of them. But there's just so many odd things that were occurring that it was hard to get into the flow. Post Falls won the toss at start the game. They chose to defer, so they will receive the kickoff. Looks like kicking off for the Mead Panthers will be has a 5 in it. Looks like number 15. Again, folks, if you're just joining us, we don't have names associated with the numbers for the Mead Panthers. We apologize for that, but we'll just call out the numbers as we see them. Number 15 kicking off for the Mead Panthers. Back in the backfield to receive the kick. Number 30, Isaiah Bearshield. And it looks like number 7, although there's not a number 7 on Post Field's team, so it's got to be maybe number 12. It was a short kick taken there by the up back who landed on it, number 42, Caden Farr. Caden corralled the ball, and first and 10, Post Falls from the 30-yard line. Well, let's see if this second half doesn't flow a little better than that first half. That has to be kind of a hard first half to watch even.
Yeah, this was one of the longer first halves we've seen. You and I were talking about it during the halftime. This is just a lot longer than we've seen our freshman games typically take. A lot of officiating going on.
Jemerson's in the backfield. Take the snap in shotgun formation. He sends number 16 in motion. He hands off to Blake Williams up the middle. Blake's up the middle for about a 5-yard gain before he's gang tackled there. It's like number 4, number 76 maybe on the tackle. I'm sorry, number 35. Now you might wonder how I can be so wrong about that 76 versus 35, but it just seems like at different angles. That 3 might look like a 7 and the 5 looks like a 6. So, of course, I'm wrong again. Jimerson in shotgun formation. Takes the snap, hands off to Blake Williams over the right-hand side. He's met there at the line of scrimmage. He's able to push himself forward for a couple yards gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards. So far, Post Falls has chosen to do 2 direct handoffs to running backs up the middle.
Well, and I can't blame him. It seems to be working for him, although I'm not sure we're getting any great replays out of this kind of play, so I'm not sure how I feel about it, Doug.
It might lend itself well to gaining some momentum and maybe a flow to the game.
And it'll take a few minutes off the clock at the same time.
Jemerson calls for the ball, hands off to Blake Williams up the middle again. Blake makes it up to about the 40-yard line before he's pushed back.
Looks like enough to gain.
Looks like they've got. Yep, they're signaling first down. Post Falls Trojans at the 40-yard line. We just had our boss walk in. She just wanted to check on us to make sure everything's okay. Shout out to Shar.
Yep.
She
Connery
handles all the ticket sales here during the game.
You know, front end manager. I can't remember what the title is, but she takes care of basically everybody helping make the game happen.
Fakes the pass and decides to try to run it. Is able to met there at the line of scrimmage as he runs over towards the right side. For little or no gain, it'll be 2nd down and 9. I was hoping tonight that it'd be a clear sky and we could see the northern lights.
I've heard about it in the paper that it's visible this time around, although the problem is we're looking the wrong direction for the northern lights.
We are. We're looking south from the press box.
Straight perfectly south.
Yeah, I saw a lot of pictures on Facebook of the northern lights further north than we are. We got a screenplay, middle screen, that was not successful. Looks like the pass was short. Looked like Jimerson was running for his life back there, going the wrong way, back towards the Mead Panthers goal. 3rd down and 9. Looked like the offensive line did a good job of letting the defensive line through, though. They were able to get right in on the quarterback, and unfortunately he wasn't able to make a good, accurate pass to the running back for any gain at all. So 3rd down and 9. Calling signals. Jimerson takes the ball, drops back to pass, lets one go down the middle of the field. He's got a man down on the 40-yard line who gathers it in.
23.
Number 23, Sean Hudson. Nice catch, nice reception, nice run after pass, or after catch. 1st down, Post Falls on the 35-yard line. Yeah, when he let that ball go, I wasn't sure there was a receiver down there, but sure enough, Sean ran right underneath the ball and was able to gather it in, make a nice 5-yard run after reception for a 1st down. I don't want to jinx anybody, but it's been a few plays since we had a flag. So
I'm feeling that rhythm you've been talking about all game, Doug. That's been absent.
Jimerson takes the ball, hands off to Blake Williams up the middle. He's got a hole. He avoids one touch. He's got and then as he's trying to make a spin move around his around the blocker, he ends up touching his knee down to the ground after a good run of about 12 yards. 1st down and 10 from about the 18-yard line. Blake Williams. The offensive line did a great job that time blocking for him. He only had to avoid one tackle near the line, and then he was off to the races.
I feel like we're seeing a little bit of a different action in this 3rd quarter, not just out of the teams, but on the official side too. I saw some movement on the line before the snap there. I was waiting for the flag, but it didn't happen, and here we are, 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, and we haven't seen any yellow yet. So
Jimerson lines up, shotgun formation. Looks to pass right away. He's got a man.
Oh, great
across
reception.
the middle.
Number 38.
Number what?
38.
Number 38, Matthew Duthie. Matthew Duthie on the nice catch. Nice run after catch. Touchdown, Matthew. Yeah, that was a nice drive by the Post Falls Trojans. Nice mix-up of running plays and a couple of passing plays. It's always beneficial when the passing plays are completed. Looks like they're going to go for 2 on the extra point conversion. Jimerson lines up, shotgun formation. Number 18 goes in motion. He hands off to Blake Williams up the middle. Blake's up off the right tackle, pushes himself in over the goal for the extra point. 2-point conversion. With that, Post Falls leads the Mead Panthers 20-0. 7:26 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
I wasn't sure he was going to make it in for that conversion. He made it right up to the line.
He got hit right away.
There were 3 defenders that were kind of keeping him at bay, and he was rolling across kind of from one to the other. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to roll in, but he found a little pocket.
He just kept his feet churning, and that's obviously the hallmark of a good running back. You just keep moving your feet, churning, and hopefully you can spin in, which Blake does a pretty nice job of that. He definitely keeps his feet churning after he gets hit. And a lot of times you see him spin, keeps his legs away from the defender so he can get away from him and continue to tack on yardage after the hit. So that definitely is more flow to the game in this third quarter than what we've seen the whole first half. I had a chance to talk to the officials before the game, and they walked by me, actually. I didn't get a chance to ask them where they were from or any names or anything. We got a kickoff. It's a standard kickoff, ends up number 9, picks it up at the 25-yard line.
Oh, boy.
He makes a couple nice moves, almost a hurdle move, and is able to get up over the midfield at about the 44-yard line.
Looked like that was 83? 93. 93.
93. 93's been kickoff receiver previous kickoffs. Makes sense that he'd be back there. He almost did a hurdle move. I kind of saw out of the corner of my eye as he was running upfield. Looks like number 7 is going to line up in quarterback formation. We've got receivers that are moving back to be in the backfield. Number 7 takes the ball, looks to run right away, heads over the right tackle, and he's met there at about the line of scrimmage and tackled after a couple-yard gain. I don't know if you noticed, Tyson, on that when they came out and lined up. The 2 guys that were closest to us on this far close side of the field, the one was up on the line. No, 2 of them were up on the line, and the one moved back so that he wasn't covered up by the end receiver. We got 3 wideouts again over here on the left side. I think number 18 might be in a quarterback. Oh, number 7 still. Number 7 takes the ball, immediately takes off running over the right tackle. And gets a nice yardage, about 5 yards, up to about the 38-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 3. Was this going to be the last game of the season, do you think, for the freshman B team?
I think it is. Did you take a look at the schedule? I think this is the last game.
I didn't see anything else on the schedule, but I didn't see this one either. You alerted me to the fact that they were going to play
next week is the last conference play before tournaments, and I don't think the freshman team plays.
7 takes the ball. This time he's off to the left side. He's over the left end. Wide open. The defense was stacked up over the right side. Number 7 is in for the touchdown. Nice run by number 7. So on this drive for the Mead Panthers, it was 7 to the right, 7 to the right, 7 to the right, and then 7 to the left. So I don't know if anybody else even touched the ball during this series.
That sounds like rhythm.
I think they provide a little bit of rhythm,
at least steady.
Roll for it.
If it's not rhythm, it's steady.
That'll just take a little bit of the momentum back to Mead. But the score still being 22-6 now. Let's see what they do for the extra point conversion. They obviously have a kicker because they lined up in field goal formation at one time. Looks like they're going to try to do the extra point kick. Number 3 is the kicker.
Now, if you saw 7 in there, I'd beg to differ.
Number 3 gets the ball up,
I'm not quite.
Kicks, but it doesn't go very high, and it falls short of the goalposts. So with that, Post Falls Trojans lead the Mead Panthers 22-6 with 5 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Yeah, I didn't see number 7 in there that time, so I didn't think they were probably going to
go for the conversion.
Use him in the conversion. I might point out for you viewers that early in the season, the Post Falls freshman team had 77 players out for football. And tonight it looks like there might be at most 30 that suited up for the game.
Yeah, they don't suit up the entire team for the B game. It's just the B team plus a couple of others. Actually,
so they might only have 25
how they limit it necessarily, but
Yeah. I think this B team is essentially gives a lot of the players that don't get a lot of playing time during the regular freshman games playing time. So it gives them some experience.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Hallmark of a good program. Kick is away. It's a short kick. Looks like it's meant to be an onside kick. It went out of bounds. Actually, Post Falls was lucky that ball went out of bounds because it didn't look like there were any Post Falls players.
Not even near it. And I didn't see any running after it either.
No, and Mead had recovered that ball. It would have been their ball. So I guess that's an opportunity for a teaching moment in the future for the coaching staff. But that had the hallmark of an onside kick, which I think they intended it to be onside, and nobody really ran after it.
Yeah. Maybe it felt too much like a punt.
I'm sorry?
Or maybe it felt too much like a punt.
Maybe it did.
A nice little onside kick like that. I think it was just an unfavorable bounce, frankly. The kick looked like it was pretty good. Just got the wrong angle on the ball as it bounced away.
Yeah.
Flying out of bounds.
Well, let's see what Post Falls is able to do with a little rhythm and the momentum. Jemerson with the ball, hands off to Blake Williams, is off the tackle. He makes a nice gain of about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Doug, I watched the Post Falls 8th grade junior tackle. We streamed that game a couple of weekends ago, as you know. And we watched the Trojan White and the Trojan Black play against each other. So all of the 8th grade junior tackle players, Post Falls program, they'll be coming into freshman next year, go head-to-head. I think there were 3, maybe 4 onside kick recoveries in that game.
Wow, that is a lot.
Not attempts, but recoveries. As a matter of fact, it was it was something like a 12-point game with 4 minutes left. And the down team came back to win it with 2 onside kicks in a row.
Oh, my goodness.
It was the wildest game I've ever seen.
That last play with Blake Williams over the right guard for a 1st down. It'd be 1st and 10, Post Falls at the 45-yard line. So that is a lot of onside kicks.
And I haven't seen this freshman team try it out very often, but clearly the 8th grades coming up into freshmen next year are going to be acutely acquainted with how successful an onside kick could be.
Jemerson hands off to Blake Williams again. Blake Williams up the middle for about a 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5. Yeah, they should be aware of it. Typically the people that are in the front of the receiving team, they're there to block, right, for the kick returners. And so they're not amped up to ready to receive the ball. And so oftentimes when it's not a typical onside kick situation, they're not out there thinking, I got to recover the ball. They're thinking, I got to block somebody. So that's what they focus on, and they let the ball go. And I think that may have been what happened that last kickoff. Jemerson with the ball, looks back to pass. He's got a man right there, right in front of a defender. He's able to get the ball, and he's able to move ahead about 10 yards after reception for a 1st down.
That was a great reception for number 42. It seemed like it kind of threaded the needle. A couple of defenders had one on either side.
I think there was a defender behind him, a defender in front of him. That was a nice, well-thrown ball.
Yeah, very well placed.
And I think we even heard the ball pop when the receiver caught it. I think we heard it pop his shoulder pads because it was that hard to throw. So it was nice that he hung on to it. Hand off to Blake Williams over the right side, wide open. He's got one man to beat. He's headed down there. He stiff arms him, and he's in for the touchdown. Blake Williams, touchdown, Post Falls. I would assume that Mead is a pretty big school.
I don't know much about it. I believe it is a larger school. So I'm guessing that this is their freshman B team as well.
Are they over closer to Seattle? I don't even know where it's located.
I think they're that far. I think they're still in Spokane County.
Oh, they are? Okay.
I could be wrong on that. So anyone listening from Mead, I'm sorry, but I think it is still in the county.
Jemerson with the snap. He's got a man over the left flank. And he drops the ball. Looks like an incomplete pass. I guess I could look it up on my phone and find out where Mead actually is. Is that one of the Spokane schools?
It is.
Okay.
It's a Washington school. Again, I'm pretty sure in Spokane County.
I guess this brings up a good point. Maybe I should research a little bit of this before we go live. Find out where the school's at. It's a public school in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it was a much larger school than it is even now. And when they built I want to say the Mount Spokane High School.
Okay.
I think it was Mount Spokane that ended up splitting the Mead district, or the Mead zone and region that fed the high school. So it dropped down in size. And speaking of, there's a lot of talk about a second high school in Post Falls.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, and I understand. I'm probably spreading rumor here, but I understand they have land for it. It's in the planning process, but I'm not sure if it actually has a timeline yet for construction.
Wow. Isaiah Bearshield to kick off. Gets his foot into it, bounces down around the 25-yard line, goes past the receiver. Receiver picks it up, number 9. He's off to the races. He avoids one tackle, and then is tackled there at about the 25-yard line. Well, with 77 players out for freshman football, the high school here in Post Falls must be pretty big.
It's a 5A school, and I don't know how many years Post Falls has been 5A, but it's not been a few. It's been quite a while.
So do they have a couple thousand kids in 4 grades? Or
yeah. I'm not sure the exact number. It might be online, but
I'm sure it is online.
And like I said, it's not a small school.
Pass across the middle. Number 93. Number 93 makes a nice cut to the left. He's off to the races. He's got a couple men to beat. See if he can do it. He doesn't do it. He gets down to the 35-yard line. So that's number 93 again. He's been one of the better players tonight for Mead Panthers. Nice catch and an excellent run after reception. Was able to avoid one tackle right off the bat and then run for his life down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, we just had someone online confirm for us what was my suspicion. They were right up by Mount Spokane. So when they built a new high school up there, they ended up getting,
Gotcha.
downsized, lost some of their enrollment, but they're still a sizable program. It's a sizable school.
I think number 7's in quarterback for position. Number 7 takes right off and starts running up the middle.
You got a
flag. See a flag down. He makes enough, it looks like, for almost a first down, but I think we're going to have holding on the Mead Panthers. That's a drive killer. It'll be 1st and 20 or near that. First and 22. 1st and 22 from the 47-yard line. They always say those holding calls are just drive killers. Although if you just take a little bit at a time, you can get the yardage back, but got to be pretty disciplined to take about 7 or 8 yards at a time. 7 lines up to pass. He puts it in there where there's all kinds of Post Falls players, and it bounces off, I think, the helmet of one of the players. Incomplete. 2nd down and 22.
There were a lot of defenders on that play, but that ball had some heat on it. He sent it fast. If it was going to make it, anything was going to be able to make it through those defenders, that pass could have done it.
He fired it in there, didn't he? I don't know why, but the saying used to be, put a little mustard on that. On that hot dog, right?
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard that before? Well, out in Chicago, you don't put ketchup on a hot dog, so I don't know. It's number 7 over the right-hand side, takes off running. He meets a player there after about 5 yards and is able to drag him down 5 or 7 more yards before he's tackled. That might show my age. I don't know. Really put the mustard on that. A little fiery, a little hot, a little spicy.
The modern day equivalent would be something more like sriracha or some kind of a trendy sauce, not mustard.
That's probably right. That's probably right.
That pass had a little sriracha on it. How about that?
Yeah, that would spice it up a little bit for sure.
All right, who do we have in at quarterback? Looks like number 7. We're going to see another
number
run.
7's in.
It's going to go right or left.
Yeah, so it's going to be 7 to the left, 7 to the right. What do we got? Timeout, Mead. So today my daughter sent me a list of 10 things. If you're a dad if you've said these things, right? And she sent me this list and said, obviously you're one of them, because it was a list of some of the better sayings that I've ever come up with. Well, I thought maybe I originated them, but obviously not, because every dad says them.
You got an example?
Oh yeah, like if you're driving a manual transmission car, and you're grind a gear, well, grind a pound for me while you're at it.
Speaking of my son that's on the field right now, we were car shopping the other day, well, a few months ago, and we got a car. But the
Nice.
objective was, I had 2 objectives. It had to be a all-wheel drive, because we have some hills around where we live, and I kind of like all-wheel drive cars, and it had to be a manual transmission, because if he doesn't learn now, he'll never learn.
Yeah.
And I know they're hard to find, so we ended up finding a nice little Subaru that fit the bill.
Oh, that's nice. Nice. Number 7 fakes the handoff, and then it's going to be up the right-hand side. Has a couple tacklers there. He slips a couple tackles, and it looks like he's going to begin for the end zone for the touchdown. See where the signal. It looks like they're marking him just short of the goal line. It'll be 1st and goal, Mead Panthers.
33 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, I think another one that I kind of like is, when you buy a red dress or you buy a yellow dress or you buy a red shirt, or something. It's like, what's the matter? You couldn't find a red dress? Yeah. I used to work with a guy who was, he was a bigger guy, and he'd wear a yellow shirt to work. And the foreman at work would say, man, that is a lot of yellow. Number 7 off the center, over the left tackle, in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Mead Panthers.
So are they going to go for the extra point on this side, or are they going to flip the side of the field?
Let's see what they do here. So with that, it's 12 to 28 with 1 quarter left to play. Put the ball right in the middle of the field. See what Mead decides to do on the extra point. So in case you folks notice, this is an untimed down. The extra point's always a dead clock. So since the time ran out, number 7 back to pass. It looks like, he's just going to head right up and head into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So with that, Post Falls Trojans lead the Mead Panthers 28-12. Start the 4th quarter here.
Well, 14. I was late adding the 2-point conversion there, Doug.
14. 28-14. Well, that 3rd quarter flowed a lot better than the whole first half, I think. Seemed like they got into a kind of a rhythm and were able to just kind of move the ball up and down the field.
And my only complaint is we didn't get hardly any replay opportunities that were really worth it, whereas that first half, it was every play.
That's right. First half seemed like every series had a play that was replay worthy, And now we haven't had a replay-worthy play in the whole third quarter, did we? Well, let's see if Post Falls is ready for the onside kick this time. Or let's see what Mead plans to do here. Oh, it's an onside kick. And number 29 lands on it. Jackson Duthie. Jackson lands on the ball and is ready to play at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, Post Falls, 46-yard line. Well, with the score 28-14, you can't really let off on the gas, so you can't run out the clock if you're Post Falls. You have to keep forcing, keep pushing ahead, trying to get another touchdown, another score. So I assume they're going to leave their first team in, go for another score here. I think they have a new quarterback in there. Probably Ryan Sullivan, quarterback last time. We've got a motion there. Number 36, Riley Sullivan, into quarterback for the Post Falls Trojans, with Blake Williams in the backfield with him. Hand off to Blake Williams, off the right tackle. Nice hold through the line there. He's able to get back about the 5 yards that they just were penalized. Be 2nd down and 10. That penalty almost went without notice. I don't know if you didn't hear me say anything, but there was motion on the offense, and they moved him back 5 yards. So it was 1st and 15. Now it's 2nd and looks like a long 9. Sullivan sends a man in motion, hands off to Blake Williams over the right side. Blake's again through the line and met about 3 yards into the line. Pushed back for a gain of about 3 yards. Be 3rd down and 6.
So I think number 7 on Mead and Blake Williams on Post Falls are competing for yards tonight.
I believe you're right. They seem to be the two workhorses for the two different teams, don't they?
They are.
By the way, just anybody, I'm not criticizing them for being horses. They're just the workhorses. They're the guys that are getting it done. They're the guys that are running, the guys that are making most of the yardage. So it's a compliment for me to call them workhorses. Bad snap, rolled on the ground. Riley was able to get it, but not until there was about a 6 or 7 yard loss. With that, it'll be 4th down and 16. Keegan Stokey back to punt. Number 4 back to receive. We've got a late arrival on the field, number 36. Riley Sullivan. Then number 11 comes out. Looks like a Owen Netterhood. I don't know if we've got 11 out there on the field now or not. Got the snap. Got a nice kick away. Punt goes down to about the 30-yard line. It's picked up there by number 4. Number 4 makes a nice cut before he's met there by a defender at the 45-yard line and dragged to the ground.
It was a nice kick. It was a nice snap. It just came right at his chest. He plucked it out of the air and sent it off before anyone was even close.
Yeah, it was about a 40-yard punt. I think the number 4 took it at the 30 and then was able to make about 10 yards on the run. Made like 15 yards on the run after catch. I think number 7 is lining up in the quarterback position.
Right or left, Doug? Let's flip. Let's start taking bets.
I think he's going to go right. He's got both sides. He hands off to number 4 over the left side. He's met there in the backfield and dragged down by number 57, I think. Kentley Taylor. Kentley Taylor is a captain for tonight on the Post Falls Trojan teams, tackled by Kentley.
Sure isn't getting warmer out here tonight, is it?
No, it isn't.
Fingers and toes are starting to tell me just how cold it is.
That dampness in the air really cuts, doesn't it? Cuts through my coat. Number 4 in motion. Has to duck to try to avoid the snap. Number 7 is running for his life in the backfield, but he's able to get past a couple of defenders, get a few yards back, but not able to make it up to the line of scrimmage. So with that, it'll be 3rd down, I think, and about 13. I don't know if you noticed that. The man in motion was coming along the line there, and the snapper almost hit him. He had to duck to miss the snap to the quarterback. Sometimes you see that where they do a direct snap to the man in motion. But boy, talk about calling for perfect timing. If you're going to snap it to him. Number 36 in motion. Number 7 sets up the pass. He's got a man down there, number 93, but the defender steps in front of him and blocks a little bit of the ball so he can't get to it for an incomplete pass. I see 65 coming off the field. That number sounded familiar, so I looked at my sheet. Sure enough, that's Milky.
All right.
Just came off the field. Kyler Miller. Good job tonight, Kyler. I mentioned your name because you've been given a shout out by someone in your family, I think. Someone out there loves you. Number 7 in shotgun formation takes the ball. Looks to pass. He's got a man out here on the right side, but he passes too far in front of him. Not able to bring it in. Ball goes over to Post Falls Trojans at the 42-yard line. $7:39 left to go in the fourth quarter. Post Falls Trojans lead the Mead Panthers 28-14. Looks like there might have been a little confusion getting all the players out there on the field.
Looks like we're going to avoid the delay of game for the timeout.
So I was supposed to have a meeting tonight after this, and the man organizing the meeting said that his wife's been tested positive for COVID, so now they're quarantining for, another 10 days or something like that. Plus, my wife has not been feeling well. She went to the doctor today, thinking that she had a sinus infection. They swabbed her. They gave her the quick test that she doesn't have COVID. She doesn't have influenza A. She doesn't have influenza B. But if she's still sick by Friday, then they'll give her some antibiotics.
Oh, boy. All right.
So it just seems like there's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, a lot of odd stuff going around for sure.
I don't know how I've been able to avoid it, but
I feel
fingers.
the same way. My whole household. I'm not quite sure how that worked.
Yeah, seems like it's going around a lot everywhere. Oh, we've got movement. Let's see who is on.
So are they going to call
encroachment.
it on? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are they going to call it on which side moved first? I assume, right?
No, I think I think they do. But if the defense goes into the neutral zone, that's encroachment. But I think they're allowed to get back. But while they're in the neutral zone, if the offense moves, then it's encroachment because they were in the neutral zone first. So if by the defense moving into the neutral zone causes the offense to move, then it's encroachment. If the offense moves, and in fact, a smart center will snap the ball as soon as he sees somebody like that guy just went into the neutral zone. If the center had seen that and he snapped the ball, then it's definitely going to be encroachment. And you saw that. I don't remember which game it was. I watched the game this weekend where the quarterback wasn't ready for the ball, but the center snapped it because the defender was in the neutral zone. So it was 5 yards on the defense, right? And that's what they said was a smart center, if he sees someone in the neutral zone, he'll snap the ball whether the quarterback's ready or not. Yeah. Right. So he can get the penalty and the 5-yard gain. Riley Sullivan with the ball, hands off, I think, probably to Blake Williams. Blake Williams up the field. Looks like he made 6 or 7 yards on that. Be second down. Second down and 3, it looks like, from about the 23-yard line. I don't know if in high school, if once they break into the neutral zone, if they can move back as long as they haven't contacted an offensive man. In college and the pros, I believe they can move back into their position and not get penalized unless the ball is snapped or an offensive guy moves. Riley Sullivan back to quarterback, hands off to Blake Williams over the right-hand side. Being chased there, he makes it enough yardage for the first down plus before he's tackled down around the 10-yard line. First down, Post Falls Trojans.
Oh, Blake Williams' runs are looking really good tonight. The number 7's runs on the Mead team, they are looking a lot the same, to be quite frank with you.
They do.
Both great athletes.
Blake Williams is receiving the ball as a running back, and number 7 was taking it directly off the snap, as a quarterback. So Blake right, Blake left. Let's see, we got another defensive man in the neutral zone, and they are calling encroachment again. That'll give them another 5 yards closer to the goal line. It looks to me like they can make a first down before they make a touchdown. So looks like it's 1st and 5 from about the 6 or 7 yard line. It's hard to get a perspective on that. Riley Sullivan with the ball, hands off to Blake. Blake's up the middle, but he's contacted at the line of scrimmage and held there for little or no gain. Sullivan takes the ball, drops back to pass, has a man there, but the ball is deflected. Number 83 deflected the ball. Nice play by the defense. 3rd down and 4. I almost feel like I could use gloves up here in the press box
I could
tonight.
definitely. I just took the the gloves I had, and I tucked
Hands
them
off to Blake Williams
in a
up over
pocket
the
to
left-hand
warm up.
side. He bulls his way in for a touchdown.
Wow, that was quite
Nice
a push.
job,
That
Blake.
those last 2 yards.
Those last 2 yards, he was
Was it
he was
impressive?
pushing for all he had, wasn't he? This will make it at least a 3-score game for Mead to try to catch up. Somehow I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Riley Solo, looks like the whole offensive line moved before the ball was snapped. There was a professional game this weekend that the official, when he announced the penalty, he said, movement on the whole offensive line except for the center. He forgot to snap the ball. And I think that's what happened right there too. Either he forgot to snap the ball or he didn't get the snap count right. So 8 yards back. Got a man in motion. He goes to get set up. Ball's handed to Blake Williams. Blake Williams off the left tackle, and he is in for the score. In for the 2-point conversion. It's a nice 8-yard run by Blake Williams. With 5:22 left to go in the 4th quarter, Post Falls Trojans lead the Mead Panthers 36-14. So yeah, I don't think there'll be another game. You were saying that next week is
I believe that's the last week of conference play prior to the state tournaments.
okay. So they're playing Coeur d'Alene this week.
They're playing Coeur d'Alene this week.
At Coeur d'Alene.
Freshmen and varsity. You're playing Coeur d'Alene this week, and JV, the freshman A, and anyway.
And then they play Lake City next week.
Lake City next week at Lake City.
At Lake City.
So this, I believe, is our last home game. However, if Post Falls is able to get into the state tournament, then I'm not sure where they'll end up scheduling some of those games.
So this Friday game, though, is over at Coeur d'Alene, or is it here?
No, it's at Coeur d'Alene.
It's at Coeur d'Alene. Somebody in our neighborhood, which is just south of the field here, posted that it was homecoming. Is that possible? A away game like that? Ball's kicked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Great point. Next week's game is a home game versus Lake City, which is homecoming.
Okay.
This week's game is away at Coeur d'Alene. Yes, I mistakenly I said that next week is also away, but it is not.
So not this Friday, but next Friday they will have a home game here.
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting the homecoming varsity game.
All right, so we've got one game left to do at least.
We got at least one game left to do. Potentially Thursday night's freshman A game for against Lake City next week.
But it's not on the
also
schedule,
be a home.
right? Is it on the schedule?
I think the freshman A game is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just confused any viewers that weren't already thoroughly aware of the times and weeks.
Number 7 in quarterback formation. He takes right off over the right side. He's got some running room. He's wrapped up there at the 30 or 45-yard line. He's able to get over the midfield line, about the 48-yard line, before he's brought down. And it looked like he almost pulled his pants off. Looks like maybe he might have to get a new belt or something.
Boy, and I sure can see why they keep running the number 7 keeper play. He's just able to push around defense.
Yeah, he's able to see the defense and able to avoid him or, give him a pretty good push forward. 7 hands off to number 35. 35's met right out or behind the line of scrimmage and tackled there. Number 4 helps him up. For a loss of a yard, it'll be 2nd down and 11.
So let's confirm, folks. Next week, well, let's back up. This week are away games in Coeur d'Alene for the freshman A team and for the varsity team tomorrow and Friday night. Next week,
number 7 is breaking tackles up the field while we're trying to confirm these dates. He gets up almost to a first down, makes about 10 yards on the play. They had 11 to go, and it's now going to be 3rd down and 1.
That was quite a run.
That was. He got hit almost at the line of scrimmage, was able to break out of that tackle and just continue to break tackles.
Next week on the 21st is a home freshman A game, and on Friday the 22nd is the varsity homecoming home game.
Okay. So we have 2 games next week.
You good for it, Doug?
I'm good for it.
I'm good for it. Let's do it.
I'm good for it. Mead to the line of scrimmage. Number 7 takes the ball, fakes to number 32. Actually gives to number 32. Number 32's met at the line of scrimmage, but he's able to get forward a couple yards for the first down. Boy, he had Post Falls defenders hanging on him, but he was able to just keep churning and dig out a first down. Three minutes left to go. Post Falls Trojans lead the Mead Panthers 36-14. With the Mead Panthers driving down the field, number 7 takes the ball. He looks to pass. He's got a man who has a defender on top of him. As the ball gets to him, I don't think he caught the ball, did he? Oh, they did.
Yeah,
they called it a catch.
Yeah,
he called it a catch. I thought I saw the ball drop.
He tucked it in.
But I think that defender was actually on his back when the ball hit him.
I think it was too. That's going to call for a replay here in a minute. We get the time to take a look at that.
That might be the first replay-worthy play we've had in the second
half. I think you're right.
That was a interesting play. That defender was right on him.
Literally.
And, literally on his back. 2nd down and 6. Number 7 drops back to pass. Decides to take off and run. He slips one tackle.
Wow, did
He's
you see that?
To about the 27-yard line. Near a first down. Looks like he'll be just short.
Did you see that tackle? They've had such a hard time bringing him down. He just slid across and went straight for the legs to try and cut him out.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. That number 7 is
they're going to call it a first down.
Is a tough one to bring down.
Nice run by number 7. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. We got trips to the left. We got a man going in motion to the right. He passes to number 25. 25 is out there. Doesn't get away from number 40. Number 40, I think I've heard saying that. Troy Nash is able to grab a hold of him and tackle him after just a short gain. 2nd down and 8. Looks like we have a timeout on the field. I would guess maybe Mead Panthers called the timeout.
Let's take a look at that replay again, Doug. That was
well defended.
That's right.
But nice catch, nice reception
fun
by the receiver. So he does number 4 does a little button hook right there. And the defender gets
he still was able to tuck it in. Let's go back. Let's take a look at that the other way around. See who hit first, the ball or the defender?
Oh, I definitely
No,
think
that
the defender was definitely on his back before he got the ball. Interesting play. Number 7 in shotgun formation. Backs up to pass. He lets her go. I think his arm might have been tipped by a defender back in the backfield, and the ball falls out of bounds. Looks like we might have a gentleman that, a little slow getting up. Can't tell if that's 57 or 67. Looks like it might be number 67, Christopher Click. A little slow, yep, getting up. Hurt on that play, but he's able to get off on his own. Minute left to go. Mead Panthers driving. See if they can get another score before the end of the quarter. Number 7 gets the ball. Number 4 goes in motion to the right. Number 7 is tackled in the backfield. I don't know what that play was, but it looked like maybe it was a quarterback sweep. But the defenders and the blockers never really got out of his way, and he couldn't get past them to make any yardage there. So he was caught in the backfield. That's about an 8-yard loss. 4th down and about 18. Looked like maybe the defenders post falls held up the blockers, and number 7 just couldn't get out of the group of players.
If you
play too much later in the season, you have to have a heater up here, I think.
Boy, no kidding. You remember that game, that iconic, infamous game last year that will always be remembered in about a foot of snow?
About a foot of snow, yeah.
Oh, that was a heck of a game.
Number 7 with the ball, hands off to number 94. And he doesn't catch the receiver. The ball drops, but he's able to recover it. And they're able to get the ball back, way back in the backfield. Be first down, Post Falls Trojans at what looks to be about the 40-yard line. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of the area around where I grew up, Billings, Lewistown, Bozeman, a lot of my friends and family over there were posting pictures of a foot of snow. So it's happening. Just hasn't happened on this side of the Rockies
already.
Yet.
Just this week?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Friend of mine in Billings that drives truck. He was going up the Bozeman Hill, and he said, "Don't you want to be me?" And he got all these semis that are stacked up on the Bozeman Hill, trying to get up the hill without chains, I guess. Post Falls takes the ball, takes a knee, just going to let the time run out.
Sean Franklin just shared that number 67 had surgery on his leg recently, so maybe that's part of why he was limping a little bit.
Christopher
Chris
Click.
We were talking about him a minute ago.
Wow. Well, I hope he didn't re-injure the same thing that maybe he just had surgery for. Hope you're all right, Christopher. Bradley Sullivan with the snap, takes a knee. That ought to be enough. Run the clock out. Thanks, folks, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the game. We'll talk to you next.
See you next week for our last round of broadcast, folks. Have a good night.